What's going on, YouTube? Today we're bringing you a 2004 Volkswagen Golf, naturally aspirated 2-liter. We got a gal complaining of a misfire. We did a little diagnostics on it and found that the electrode on the spark plug was completely eroded. Pretty well shot. So we're going to throw some wires and some plugs on here and you guys will be along for the ride. Those of you at home who probably don't have a broken oil dipstick, in order to remove the cover you're going to have to take the dipstick out, but this one's broken. All you got is a 10mm right here, and then that dipstick tube, and you've got 4 clips. Nope, that's a lie. I lied to you, YouTube. There are only 2 clips. Now you can see the spark plug wires, and down here in the holes you have your 4 spark plugs. To accomplish this task, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take off the upper portion of the intake manifold so you can gain access to your 4 spark plugs. We're not going to do that. There's a way around that with a lot less hassle. We'll show you that trick. However, if you are changing out your wires, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to remove this secondary air injection pump right here. It's held on with, I believe, 3 Torx heads and a number of hoses. We're going to start right here at cylinder 1. We're going to just take the boot off. All you have to do is pull it out. Holy shit, they're hot. Be careful if you run your car because they will be warm. Take these spark plugs out. We're going to use a 5/8 spark plug socket, and I'm using about 10 inches worth of extensions. And for the way that we're going to do this, it will behoove of you to have a wobble or a universal joint to get to cylinder 2. And the magnet, it's nice and handy when you come into a situation like that where you drop your spark plug. Here's the original. You can tell it's got plenty of use out of it. It's time for some new ones. Alright guys, like I was saying, cylinder 2 is going to be the problematic individual. It is right down there. You can probably see the chrome from the spark plug wire reflecting back at you from the light that I'm shining on it. That is the entire reason that you're supposed to remove the upper portion of the intake manifold. We're going to show you how to do it without doing that. So in order to do this, because we don't have any of the long needle nose pliers here, I'm just going to use a pair of channel locks to get it down in there to grab the spark plug boot off the wire and pull it off. It's kind of a bitch. Alright guys, so as you can see, it can be done without using pliers or any tools. Just using the brute force of your man hands. Alright, so you unplug your fuel injection harness wiring, is what I'm going to call that. And you're able to get your boot out for cylinder 2. Once you do that, you can get down in there pretty easy with your 5/8. So here is our problematic plug. It's got an extremely large gap and the electrode on it is basically gone. This is the root of our misfire. Next is cylinder 3. It's also kind of a pain to get down into. Not near as bad as cylinder 2. Okay, going for cylinder 4. All 4 plugs are out. Just like that. Alright guys, this right here is your secondary air pump, and your coil pack for this car is directly behind it. So in order to put new wires on, we need to take the secondary air pump off so that we can gain access to take the wires off. To use that, there are a series of 3 Allen head bolts. They're 6mm that you're going to need to take off. The first one is right here on the intake manifold. Your second one is also in the intake manifold, just underneath the fuel rail mount. I'm going to go ahead and use a real universal joint for this bottom one. because all I have for the 6mm Allen is my extended one. And I can't necessarily get it in there with the coolant hose in the way. And I'm sure the hell not going to take that off for this. Alright guys, so if your car is anything like this one, you will only have 2 bolts holding in your secondary air pump. You're going to have this one right here, you're going to have one down here, and your third one's going to be broken. It's fantastic. So here's our coil, right on the other side of James's hands where the secondary air injection pump is. So the consensus is if the bracket comes off, it'd be a lot fucking easier to get to. And that, guys, is why you always use dielectric grease, so it's not such a bitch to pull off. 99.9% of the time it comes with new spark plug wires. So when you get it, use it. Your spark plug end that goes in the coil for the wire, dielectric grease. Take a little bit of it, put it on there. Push, you're in. I'm gonna go ahead and run these. Cylinder 1, cylinder 2. Putting it back together. Getting this first one started. And I'm gonna work down to the second one. Alright guys, it's time to test fire. Make sure we're hitting on all 4. Alright guys, so that was your spark plug wire and spark plug removal and installation on a 2004 Volkswagen Golf with a 2-liter naturally aspirated engine. Stay tuned, we're changing the coil.